they kick off this series in unbelievable fact. Never seen anything like what we saw tonight. Literally watching the umpires go back and forth between the dugouts in that 7th inning, trying to figure out what was going on. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it before, but you're just simply not going to win when the only run you get is by this crazy rule book 4th out appeal.
Yeah, the 4th out rule.
4th out rule. Yeah, I've never seen this before, but bats got to wake up. It's that simple. You know, they're on a little slide right now, and I think Sonny Gray pitched a pretty quality game, quality start.
6 innings, 2 runs.
Yeah.
Enough to get the job done.
You know, but before we get to all of that, we're talking about the play that Pat was talking about earlier. Both teams were like, well, what went on? Both teams were lost in that situation.
Yeah.
They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's start there. In the 7th inning, Red Sox with runners on 1st and 3rd. It's Nick Sogard at 1st, Anthony Siegler at 3rd, Cedar Raffaello with 1 out. 1 out in the inning, lifts this one to center field, and you're thinking Siegler scoring from 3rd on a sac fly. Instead, he crosses home plate, and then Sogard gets doubled off first base, and the inning's over. That's what we all thought. So the Red Sox, not knowing how many outs there were in the inning, and you're thinking, oh man, what a missed opportunity there to get on the board. But you can see the scoreboard. The scoreboard reads 2 outs, then it goes to 1 out.
That's the first thing you tell you. Look at the scoreboard.
And then you
Here's
look
your
at the
key.
right.
Here's your key.
So that's your key right there. So you see Woods Richardson and his catcher walking off the field. They thought there was 2 outs in the inning. But what happened was, and this took 16 minutes to sort out. Major League Baseball, they went back to New York, right? The managers are having a conversation with Chris Guccione back and forth, back and forth. We're all wondering what's going on. So when the dust settled, here comes the 4th out rule that allowed the run to cross the plate.
And all because of Woods Richardson crossing the fair territory, going out of play.
And here it is right here. Well, we were going to show it in a second, but in terms of the rule, all right, here it is. So if the 3rd out is made during a play in which appeal is sustained on another runner, the appeal play decision takes precedence in determining the out. For the purpose of this rule, the defensive team has left the field when the pitcher and all infielders have left fair territory. So Siegler crosses home plate before the 3rd out is made at first base. Both the pitcher and the catcher and the infielders leave the field. And at that point, it becomes a timing situation where it's like, all right, you guys have left the field. That means the run comes in to score. It counts.
Yeah. One fell asleep on that play. You only had 1 out.
Well, it boils down to everybody was scoreboard watching.
Right.
And even the coaches at 3rd, everybody on the bench, everybody who's playing, and the batter should know all the outs.
That's
it does
the
not
first thing
matter
they
what
tell
the
you.
scoreboard
You're
says.
taught at a young age, don't pay attention to the score.
Yeah.
Right? And apparently, the scoreboard operator was confused. Everybody was confused on that play, and even more confusing was why the run was allowed to score.
But it worked out for the Sox. They got 1 run.
They did, and that's their only run. And they had a chance, though. In the 9th inning, they did have an opportunity against Louis Varland, the excellent closer. Blue Jays have had a rough season, no doubt about it, but they still have talent on the roster, and it certainly continues with this guy, Varland, who's lights out. But Jarren Duran, who had a rough day at the plate, like many of the Red Sox did, lines this double. First extra base hit of the game for the Red Sox. All of a sudden, they got the leadoff man in scoring position in the 9th inning. And side note here, the Blue Jays, 4 of their last 5 games going in were in extra innings, so you're thinking, okay, this is a situation where you might get an opportunity to tie the game, maybe even go ahead and pull out a win. And a great bunt here by Anthony Siegler, who's the runner over, so he does the job. So you have a runner on 3rd base with 1 out in the inning, and Andrew Monasterio comes in to pinch hit for Connor Wong, but tough at bat right there as he strikes out. And so that leads to Nick Sogard. Give him credit. He put together a pretty tough at bat right here.
He did.
We don't see it here, but if you watch the game, you saw he lined one down the first base line. It just went foul, 101 mile an hour fastball, but at the end of the day, the Red Sox lose 2-1. And you know, we talked about how the offense had come around during this incredible run for the Red Sox, right? Hitting home runs. They had home runs in 11 straight. They were, you know, saw 14 runs in the opener against the White Sox, 12 in the finale, 13 in the opener against the A's. The last 3 games, they've only managed to score 7 runs combined.
Yeah, the bats have gone cold. And you can't expect them to continue the streaks that they've been on. You can't expect them to continue to score 8, 9 runs a night like they have been. Although you did see a little bit of them wanting to fight back, you still see the fight back in them.
Each of the 3 losses, they've had a chance in the 9th inning to come back.
Yeah, the fight is still there, but they've proven that you've got to score more than 4 runs in order to win ball games, usually with the Boston Red Sox.
Well, I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but there's 2 mistakes that I saw tonight that I would like to bring up. I would like to bring up the ball that hit towards right center. One of those guys got to catch the ball. They were looking at each other.
Yes.
And another one, we're probably going to talk about it, in the 6th, the play at home. You know,
well, let's get to the 6th inning.
Yeah, we'll
take a look at the 6th inning, and that's where the Blue Jays were able to push the winning run across. A 1-0 game turned out to be the winning run, and George Springer, with 1 out, delivers the base hit. We talked about how he has been a Red Sox killer. Down year for Springer and the Blue Jays, but he continues to get the job done against the Red Sox. And then he's got to run. Still got some wheels, even at 36 years old. He runs. Looks like a great throw from Connor Wong, but Nick Sogard comes in front of the bag, reaches back. He's called out in the field, but the Blue Jays challenging, and clearly you can't quite see from that angle, but another angle tells you that he never got the tag on. And so just like that, the Blue Jays have a runner in scoring position. That's a better angle. You can see Sogard can't quite get the tag there. And so Springer with the base hit and the steal, and Jimenez delivers. 3-2 pitch. Base hit. That brings home.
Should have had him.
That brings home Springer, but again, Abreu with the throw. Connor Wong can't come up with it.
Can't come up with it. And the thing about it, I think that's why you have that one leg down. You can't block the plate anymore, so you go out and get the ball. Right there, try to short hop and things like that. You know, I'm not a catcher, but I felt like he should have had it.
Yeah, Jim, he just tried to go and tag a little bit too early before the ball was there. The ball was trying to get there, and he was trying to make that tag simultaneously. He just left a little bit early to try to get that tag in there, cost him the run.
Didn't have enough time.
Yeah, and so that turned out to be the winning run for the Blue Jays tonight as we bring you our star game presented by Subaru of New England. And here are the numbers for Springer. In 98 career games now against the Red Sox, 305. He's got 21 home runs in that span, a 912 OPS. Again, 1 for 4 tonight, stolen base, ended up scoring the winning run for Toronto. As we bring you now our New England area Audi dealers game changer. And how about Charles McAdoo in his 9th major league game? His 2nd career home run got the Blue Jays on the board off of Sonny Gray.
Well, Sleepy McAdoo got us again, man. You know, this guy, he seems like he's coming up to the plate.
Looks like he just woke up from a nap.
Looks like he just woke up, yeah, man. But he plays with he's a silent assassin, and that's what he did tonight.
That was a quick bat, but he was trying to pull that ball. But, hey, the thing about it is that you swing the bat, maybe you get lucky, and that's what it was. That was luck there.
Yeah, and so McAdoo with the home run gave the Blue Jays the lead. They end up winning 2-1 your final. Display of Power brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive. And here it is one more time. McAdoo with the home run. 1-0 lead, 2-1 your final, and an interesting 7th inning to say the least. We'll hear what Chad Tracy had to say about that coming up. As you see, a lot of discussions between the 2 dugouts, including John Schneider didn't look too happy. At times, Chad Tracy didn't look too happy with the explanation, but at the end of the day, Red Sox did get the run. We will hear from the clubhouse coming up.